What's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? What's up, world? August 29th, 2018, doing a live stream. It's like I just got done doing some work and it's late and I don't feel like editing, and I'm telling you, I'm becoming addicted to these live streams. First off, here's what we're going to go over in this video. I'm going to go over just a few tweets, going to go over a couple pieces of news that I found interesting, mainly in regards to Facebook. Not really new news, but I want to talk about it. And then we're going to talk about the possibilities of $4 trillion market cap. If you may have seen an article in the past by the Winklevoss twins kind of stating that. We're also going to look at a $40 trillion market cap for crypto in general. Is it possible? Is it in the near future? We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about charts. We're going to look at short term today, August 29th. We are going to go over Bitcoin technical analysis for today. And if you're a replay viewer, just go to the comments. If you don't want to watch live chat, if you don't want to watch me talk with the audience and just hang out for a little bit, go to the timestamp. You can go right to the news piece on Facebook. You can go right to the market cap piece, or you can just go to technical analysis for the day, August 29th. So check out the timestamps in the pinned comment below, and hopefully I'll just give it a couple minutes. And then we'll jump in. But what's up, everybody? It's funny, I didn't even announce I was doing it, and we had a couple people in the chat. Randy and Aid, what's up? Mexican Charlie Lee, yes, this is a random live stream. I just got done doing some work and decided I need to do a video, but I don't feel like editing. We have Steven Herzog is here. What's up, man? Good to see you. Nick Khan, what's up? Ryan, Jack, Katz wants to know when Lambo. That's a good question. That's a good question. Amy Garside. Yo, Dan from Manchester, UK. What's up? Isn't it like 2:30 where you are right now? 2:30 in the morning. Shouldn't you be sleeping, Amy? Amy. Ryan, Jack. Literally was asking my co-worker where you were tonight. And bam. I had that telepathy, Ryan. I knew it. And I was like, I need to go do a live stream for Ryan. Edward, what's up? Thanks for the thumbs up. Yeah, everybody, hit that thumbs up. Please. You don't even understand. John Kim's in the house, and he can tell you, it's just nice to see, it's nice to see likes. It means we're doing something right. So John Kim, what's up? We had some fun last night, man. That was pretty cool. Hodl Fuel, man, crazy donation by Hodl Fuel. Steven, we have Gerard from the Netherlands. What's up, Gerard? Welcome from the Netherlands. Thanks, Tomek, for liking. John Stramitis, Miscellaneous Memphian. So this is what we're going to look at on the technical analysis perspective for August 29th. We have a tweet that I did earlier. I said all that it takes is a 3% dip to test the 200 EMA on the 4-hour, which is what we're going to talk about, will be critical support to tell us if we continue going up. I know I've been short-term bearish, but I'm hoping we see support and 50 EMA cross above 200 EMA. So I'll open up that little snapshot. And you can see here's the 200 EMA I was talking about in that tweet, around 3% away from that area. So if we kind of cruise down there, we definitely need to see some support. And I said, I know I've been bearish, short-term bearish, but I am hoping to see us continue up. And it's true, I have been. I've been short-term bearish. And you know, we can even pivot over to this other tweet that I had earlier. I said, I truly don't mind Bitcoin going down short term. I've really enjoyed watching so many people bail out of crypto because they didn't become millionaires in Q1, Q2 of 2018. And like I was just sitting back, like wondering today as Bitcoin is sitting at around $7,000, and I'm like, man, why don't I care that much that Bitcoin's down right now so much and it could continue going down? Why don't I care? And this was it. This is exactly why. I've enjoyed recently seeing a lot of the people, a lot of negative commenters that I saw months ago. They're no longer around. They've bailed, right? They've probably lost some money, and I feel bad for that, but they're gone, and I like that. And I like the content that's scrolling across my feed more recently is just solid content of people that are interested in the space. They're long on Bitcoin, they're long on Litecoin, and it's good content. It's not as get rich quick people, and I like it. It's encouraging to see. So that's kind of why I tweeted that. I was just like, I don't really care. I don't care that it's down. And it just creates great opportunity to continue accumulating. So what's going on? Aaron says, how are you and Sarah? We're good. Steve Donnelly. Steve from the UK. 1:26 a.m. here. Okay, I thought you were 6 hours ahead for some reason. 5 hours. J Mac, what's up? Mexican Charlie Lee, weekends. That's true. Those are definitely weekends of people leaving the market. But that's why I tweeted that earlier. So to kind of pivot over to, we're 5 minutes into the live stream. I guess I'll kind of get rolling. I'm going to just talk a little bit about a tweet. I tweeted this. When did I tweet this? Yesterday. I said, Facebook is going to launch an in-app coin. I wonder how soon. The reason I said that is basically because I came across this article yesterday. Randy Zuckerberg joins Huobi's public blockchain advisory committee. And you can see it, the elder sister of Facebook, founder Mark Zuckerberg, and she used to work for Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook, I believe in marketing, has joined the advisory board of cryptocurrency exchange Huobi to develop the new public blockchain, according to a recent press release. Zuckerberg, who worked at Facebook for over 6 years, is also the founder and CEO of Zuckerberg Media, which I think she founded once she left Facebook. I don't think the way she runs things, I don't think her personality really vibed with the culture at Facebook. So I think she left on pretty good terms there, but created her own thing. But now she's working alongside Huobi in terms of their new public blockchain. So it says, founded in 2013, Huobi is the 4th largest crypto exchange in the world in terms of trade volume. That's pretty crazy. At press time, Huobi has 24-hour trade volume of around $582 million. So, and then it continues, and I'll end this article here. Facebook has made quiet inroads into the blockchain space. In May, the company formed a small group to explore how to best leverage blockchain across Facebook, starting from scratch. As the head of Facebook's messaging app Messenger, David Marcus shared in a post on his personal page. So I saw that article and I was just like, I started thinking about the personal aspect of this, right? Everybody's like, what's Facebook doing over there? What are they developing? And I remembered this article from July, which really was when it really started being talked about, when they got the new director of engineering for blockchain. And if you might remember this, you might not, but Facebook appears to be getting more serious about blockchain, having recently named an engineering director dedicated to the technology. The social media giant has appointed one of its senior engineers, Evan Chang, as its first director of engineering blockchain. The new position was first reported by TechCrunch and confirmed by Facebook on Thursday. So, and then on his Twitter account, you can clearly see he's been interested in blockchain and crypto for quite a while. CoinDesk reported in May that the company launched a team specifically to explore this emerging technology. So Facebook, obviously, from spring till summer till now, really obviously keen on blockchain. They're doing something, right? They're working on something in the background. And then this article about Mark Zuckerberg's sister came out yesterday, and I'm just kind of sitting there. I'm just kind of like, these two, which I'm pretty sure they have a good relationship. I'm pretty sure they're tight. They're talking. They're talking about blockchain. They're talking about how they're going to implement this. It's going to happen. The question on everybody's mind is, how is it going to happen? But I think there's no question that when Facebook announces some big news in terms of their blockchain development and whatever they're going to implement, it's going to be huge news. Their user base is ridiculous. Their touch, right? The amount of people they touch and they reach is ridiculous. If people, your friends, your family, if they're not interested in crypto now, right? If they don't even know what it is, they don't know what the blockchain is now, they're going to see it. And in terms of Facebook's platform, it has so many use cases, right? From the advertising perspective to their games. There's so many different perspectives, so many different use cases that Facebook can utilize the blockchain for. And I'm really curious to see what they're going to do. So time will tell there, but something to anticipate as we take these steps towards adoption. Obviously, huge companies like Facebook, and especially social media companies, right? We're not talking like a Starbucks here. Facebook is way bigger than a Starbucks, in my opinion, because it has that social media aspect. And I think I tweeted in the last couple of days how big the social media, social networking plays in terms of crypto adoption. It is the singular most powerful doorway to Bitcoin becoming mainstream. It's social media. It's the social networks. So found that interesting, wanted to go over it. And then the other thing I wanted to go over was we talked about the other night, we talked about Litecoin, right? And I think we talked about the potential for $1,000 Litecoin, and we even started talking about a $12,000 Litecoin and $1 trillion market cap for Litecoin. And I said I was going to do a video on Bitcoin kind of along the same lines. And I want to do that video right now. I want to talk about it because there are two articles to base this off of. Number one, this one back in February, you might remember when Winklevoss twins talk about a $4 trillion market cap for Bitcoin. And here's their quote. They said, so if you look at a $100 billion market cap today, now last week it might have been more like 200. So it's actually a buying opportunity. We think that there's a potential appreciation of 30 to 40 times because you look at the gold market today. It's at a $7 trillion market. And so a lot of people are starting to see that. They recognize the store of value properties. So we think regardless of the price moves in the last few weeks, it's still a very underappreciated asset. So it is. It's obviously underappreciated. So they're talking about a potential $4 trillion market cap. And then you have Dan Moorhead over here at Pantera Capital saying, obviously, we're very bullish on the space. We think we're way below, maybe an order of magnitude or two below the real fundamental fair value of blockchain, he said, stating later that the industry as a whole is $400 billion. It easily could go to $4 trillion, and $40 trillion is definitely possible. So this was, when was this article? This was April 26th. So, industry as a whole was $400 billion. So what is it right now? What is the market cap? It's $229 billion. So it's gone down $170 billion since his article. So he's probably even more bullish than he was at that time when he's talking about the market cap. So based on those two things, I did the same thing I did the other night with Litecoin, and I put it on the chart, kind of tried to illustrate it. I probably could have added even more context to this story of a $1 trillion market cap for Bitcoin and a $4 trillion market cap for Bitcoin, but I just kind of made it simple. And here it is. You can see it on the screen, and it's not perfect, but it really gives you a good snapshot of what we're looking at. So $1 trillion market cap at current supply is this line right here. And I just want to make sure, I always want to make sure you can see my charts. So this line right here, it's like right around $58,000 Bitcoin. So all-time highs, right around 20,000. There it is on the chart. Here's this trend line that we have in Bitcoin, the famous upper and lower channel. And here's the $1 trillion mark. Right now I have this arrow, I threw it up. It's July 15th, 2019. There's no particular reason why I did that. I just put it there. That's not me saying I think it's going to be at a $1 trillion market cap in a year from now. Could it be? Yes. I just don't know. It really depends how long this, and let me zoom in a little bit. It really depends how long this current bear market that we're in lasts for. So what's cool about the chart that you see on the screen right now, and this is what I love doing, is zooming out. You can see this last bear market back here, the 2013, 14, 15, and you can kind of compare it and just look at it in terms of what the market is doing now. So if we have that long drawn out type of bear market and this slow consolidation, this nice curve up, right? If we have one of those happen, you can really get a sense of what that might look like in terms of this trend line. So my question for you is, and I wanted to bring this up while I'm talking about these prices, is if we had something like this, are you okay with it? And I'll try and zoom in a little bit more. But if we had a similar type of pattern that we had in the last bear market. And you can see it illustrated right here with this curved line. What will you be doing? And this is really why I do technical analysis, is really, that's probably the worst case scenario, right? But not really a terrible scenario, because all of this, if this happened, a line like this, a trend line like this, and we're sitting at a $4,500 Bitcoin, which is right in my channel of mass accumulation for me personally. If we're sitting there, it creates amazing opportunity. So if we have patience, and I've been trying my best, this is my approach, to utilize patience and to wait for dips, we could get some great opportunity if this extends this long. I'm not saying I think it will, I'm not saying it definitely will or anything like that, but if it extends this long, I think it's definitely smart, it's definitely wise to have fiat available for this area, right? I mean, that's for me. If I'm long on Bitcoin, I want to make sure I'm ready for those prices. So right now, in everybody's mind, what everybody wants secretly, even if they don't say it, is really essentially from where we are now, from what you see on the chart, even zoomed out, is basically this. This is what everybody wants. And right here, that line is like a $15,000 Bitcoin by January. That's exactly what the market wants. The question is, for me, is that realistic? Like, is that going to happen like that? And I'm not so convinced that it's going to. It might, but I'm not so convinced that it's going to. So that's why, you know, if I've been short-term bearish, that's the only reason why. And somebody just brought it up, and I was just about to pivot over. Aaron said, "What's up, Boiling Point? What's up, Rob?" He says, "I don't think that's happening, Dan. That would more than likely happen after the next halving." Drew Blood's in the house. James Williams, what's up? Corey Roberts, F-150, 1 trillion in a year easily. Cap Gains, what's up? Trying to say hey, what's up to everybody. Lisa Rock. So Rob, what do you think's not happening? So yeah, so and Aaron just said your comparison of Apple stock, and I have that open too. I mean, I thought I did, but it's not loading. It's not gonna load. Both of my Apple charts. Okay, so this one's loading, but this isn't the one I want. But you can get a sense of it. Apple back in, you know, $1 billion market cap back in '84. Crazy slow growth, right? Like 30 plus years. Finally made it to $1 trillion. So I don't think Bitcoin's going to take that long to get to $1 trillion. But it's a really good to kind of compare both of them. Okay, he says, so Rob says he doesn't think a long drawn out curve after halving will happen. I got you. Oscar says, if Bitcoin is growing at the rate people say are growing, why not 15,000, 20,000 by the end of the year? Definitely. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. I'm just saying I want to be prepared for a longer term extended downtrend, like a longer term bear market like we had last time. Maybe not as long term, but maybe we don't start turning around until like December, January in this downward trend, right? Obviously this one lasted a little bit longer back here. Probably won't last that long, being how well known Bitcoin is now and how much more adopted the technology is now. However, it's extremely realistic in my opinion to get into here. I just think it is. And to see new lower lows. And I just want to be ready for it. That's all. I don't want to miss that boat. I want to have tons of fiat available for those prices. Like anything sub 6,000, 5,000. I want to be ready. Drew Blood 21, 1999 super chat. What's up, dude? He says, hold on, buy more, and stop worrying. Life is too short. Man, I should just end with that. I should just end with that. Hold on, buy more, and stop worrying. Life is too short. That's it. That really is it. I guess that's really my approach. I guess I'd have no point for this YouTube channel now. Thanks a lot, Drew Blood. Drew Blood, thanks for the super chat, dude. You're awesome. Always gives me energy. Always gives me energy. It's like my version of Red Bull and Monster. KSEP says, anytime you want to start a Litecoin mining operation, you let me know. Curves will speed up throughout the years and volatility will decrease, says Rob, says Boiling Point. Steven Herzog, should that be my next shirt? Should be Drew Blood's quote. That's a really good idea. Hold on, buy more, stop worrying. I'm gonna do it. Drew Blood, do I have your permission or is that copyrighted? Let me know. Because I like Steven's recommendation. KSEP says, Dan, I'm a Philly boy. You keep me in mind. Awesome, dude. Nice to have a Philly guy in the house. Dino. So, yes. So obviously, I'm not saying this curve is going to happen. I just did it just to kind of paint a picture. So let's zoom back out on the charts a little bit. So $4 trillion market cap on the chart right here. Again, no, I just threw it up. I didn't like choose. This is sitting at May 2021. It's like over a $200,000 Bitcoin at max supply. That's a $4 trillion market cap. Many think it will be way more than that, but that is it on the screen for you. I wanted to just kind of put it up there. So, and really just to put into perspective what Rob was just saying, I do want to revisit that one last time. The length of the last bear market actually is, let's see, September 2019. Heath Therault, $2 super chat. Thank you, Heath. Appreciate that, man. I love the name Heath. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. You're awesome. Seems like a new name too, but appreciate it. We have YB Hard won $4 trillion and they're laughing. Jason Nelson, we got a new subscriber in the house. First time here, good stuff, subscribe. Jason, you're awesome. I really appreciate that subscribe. Thank you so much. I always wonder that about these live streams, if we ever get any new people kind of cruising through. So thank you for that comment and for subscribing. So where was I? So here's the length of the bull market, or I'm sorry, the length of the last bear market from the beginning of this bear market. So really it takes us to September 2019. So obviously I don't believe we're going to last that long. So this is an illustration of if we did and what it might look like. I would love if Rob could just like hop on and chart what he thinks it'll look like, but maybe he thinks it looks like something like, I don't know, maybe this, maybe a bottom like pretty close to right now, and then a bounce up. I'm thinking that's what Rob thinks. I'm thinking that's where Rob's head's at. So by January, we're seeing new highs and we're potentially approaching previous highs of $20,000, Rob. I'm just trying to chart your mind, man. And I need that like telepathic. John Kim says, I guess you never see my video about how I don't want donations if you're not joyful or financially able. I saw that one. I saw that. Simon says, so we're not talking about Litecoin on this channel anymore? Simon, I think I just did a Litecoin video yesterday. I think John Kim just auctioned off a Litecoin drawing yesterday. I did this exact thing and talked about $1 trillion market cap for Litecoin. I did this exact video that I'm doing on Bitcoin right now last week. Come on, Simon. Simon, you haven't been watching, man. That's messed up. So that's the length. And here is, I also charted on here the length of the current bear market pictured next to the last bear market. So like I kind of reverse engineered it and swapped it. And you can see this gray box over here. And there it is. This is this bear market that we're currently in, like 252 days. and in terms of the last bear market. So like in terms of last bear market, look how much we have left to go. And I do not think that's going to happen. I really don't. Tech Lords is in the house. What's up, man? Good to have you here. Sorry that, sorry. Rob said, I got you, bro. Tech Lords, sorry I didn't give you a heads up. This was kind of like a last second thing. Is John fighting? Is Satoshi Bodyguard fighting with someone in here? Come on, guys. Can't everybody just get along in here? Please? So, there it is. That's charted, the $1 trillion market cap, $4 trillion market cap for Bitcoin on the chart. And basically the reason I'm doing that, if you're new in the channel right now watching, is because of these two articles, older articles, but wanted to go over it. $4 trillion stated by Winklevoss, and then Dan Moorhead over here, a $40 trillion market cap for crypto as a whole. The question is, if there was a $40 trillion market cap for crypto as a whole, what would that look like? I don't know. What do you guys think Bitcoin's market cap would be if we're at a $40 trillion market cap as a whole? I mean, so let's see, market cap currently is 121 for Bitcoin, 229 for market as a whole. So let's just call it 50%, even though it's a little off. It's a little off, but let's call it 50%. So like a $40 trillion market cap. Would that, I mean, is it safe to say that we could potentially have a $20 trillion market cap based on this article? If Dan Moorhead is right and 40 trillion is possible? Is that possible? If you guys, everybody in this chat, can you just tell me, like, we have a lot of leaders in the space talking about potential market caps. I want to get your opinion for Bitcoin, specifically Bitcoin. What do you think it potentially could go to? Like, how high do you think it could go to? 1 trillion, 4 trillion, 10 trillion? If you could just type your answer in the comments. I would love to know. Man, Drew Blood throwing out some wisdom. Drew Blood 21. He says with a 1999 super chat, Drew Blood, you're the man. Are you going to the Litecoin Summit? I know we were chatting. I forget if you said you're going to be able to make it or not. So Drew Blood says, infuse your life with action. Don't wait for it to happen. Make it happen. Make your own future. Make your own hope. Yes, you can make the t-shirt. Yes. I'm going to revisit that in a second. So we have some people answering that question. We have Tech Lords with a $1.5 trillion market cap. Eric, there is no time frame on my question, like just kind of in general. We have Robbie, $2 trillion, saying that's possible. I'm Your Huckleberry says $4 trillion is possible. So he's right up there with the Winklevoss twins. We have Games 1989 with a $50 trillion market cap for Bitcoin. I think that's a little pushing it. We have Corey Roberts, $3 trillion. Benny says he doesn't know. Electrician Services, where'd that go? 6 trillion. Alex, 7 trillion. Kevin, 2 to 3 trillion. I feel like Sean's here says 30 trillion. I think the median is like probably right around $5 trillion, everybody here. Amy Garside, I love her comment, says everyone hit the like button for Dan. If everybody hit the like button right now, I could get like 185 likes on this video right now. Do you realize that? I don't even know how many we have right now. But I love it. I'll be laying in my bed later and I'll see all these likes. And it just makes me feel good. Hey Dan and everyone says Tops. We have Tops in the house. 2 to 4 trillion. Boiling Point Mechanical says 5 to 10 trillion. So he's right in there. Little bit more than Winklevoss. Poseidon Lou with a 1999 super chat. Poseidon Lou. He says, if Drew Blood is going to the summit, I'm not. And it looks like his emojis are calling Drew Blood a girl. Man. There's going to be a fight between Poseidon Lou and Drew Blood at the Litecoin Summit. Poseidon Lou, thank you for the super chat. I have to read Drew Blood's. I'm sorry, Poseidon. I have to read this quote one more time, man. He said, infuse your life with action. Don't wait for it to happen. Make it happen. Make your own future. Make your own hope. Yes, you can make the t-shirt. I'm going to make a t-shirt for based off Drew Blood's super chat. Poseidon Lou calling Drew Blood out. So, Boiling Point Mechanical Rob sent a DM to me, and I guess he has his trend line for Bitcoin. So I'm trying to see the time frame, but it looks like his bottom is soon. His potential bottom is soon. Let me see if I'm gonna try and show you on my phone. So do you see? That's Boiling Point Mechanical. His bottom is soon. And what does his bottom say? His potential bottom looks to be potentially around $5,000 and happening quicker than what I've charted on my charts. I like that. I think that's definitely realistic. I wish I had that up on my chart right now so that we can take a look at that. So we'll see. I guess the moral of the story, and it looks like Rob just left, so thanks Rob for the DM. I think the moral of the story is no matter where Bitcoin is, no matter where it is, just be prepared for a further dip. Just be prepared. And with that, I think we should just go and check out like where we are and like what to look for on the short term. Being today is August 29th, 2018. So what do the charts look like? And Sarah just texted me, I'm sorry. So let's go to the charts and we'll start on the weekly just to get that beautiful picture zoomed out on the weekly with the potential head and shoulders, the reverse head and shoulders. There it is. Not going to talk too much about it. I always bring it up because we've been tracking it. I mean, question is it going to make it? Are we going to confirm and we're going to break out above this neckline right here on the weekly? And the barrier of entry to breakout, the barrier of entry to the bottom happening is basically this whole channel. That whole channel right there that I've charted, you'll see it in a second, is the 618 to 786 on the daily chart. And you can see it right here. The 618 being right around $7,500, the 786 right around $7,900. So we can just show you that really quickly. There's the Fibonacci, and you can see how it lines up, 618 to 786. It's that swing high to this previous low, and there's the potential for resistance right there. So really that resistance right there, to me, that channel tells the story. And Sarah's texting me. Sarah's asking me if I want Wendy's. Like, what the heck? It's terrible. I'm trying to be a healthy human being. I'm trying to get in shape, and my wife is asking me if I want Wendy's. Do you see this? All right, I'm sorry. Sorry. So if we see this resistance here, and you know I don't get as many likes, and I don't get as, you know, I get some comments, negative comments, and I'm just telling you that because it's true. I'm not always like full on bullish, right? I'm always talking about resistance and bouncing back down for new lows. And the only reason I do that is because that's where I've made the most money, is buying dips, and that's where I've done it comfortably. Even if I'm accumulating, I love buying the lows and not buying the runs that we have and FOMOing in, because I learned that lesson. That's the only reason I do this. Check it out. Drew Blood 21 says, with another super chat, these guys are nuts. $20 super chat says, I'll be at work when you're at the summit. I may pop in Saturday thanks to Jim. Drew Blood, please go, man. Please pop in. Tell me what I can do for you to show up and cruise by. I would love for you to cruise by, man. I really would. Nick Vaney says, you're married now. Who are you impressing? Oh, man. John Kim is the Litecoin bull, says Saint Scholars. Okay, so that resistance area is very crucial for me because really all it's going to be is if we do hit it and we don't break through it, we don't get that entry into breaking this neckline that we just looked at on the weekly, getting that breakout, it's just going to be a new low, or I'm sorry, a lower high that we bounce off of. We bounce off that resistance and we come back down, and we just have to start talking about finding potential supports next. These are just the situations I want to be, I want to be aware of, simply because I want to be buying down here. I'm not saying we have to come all the way down here and form a new low, but I want to be buying the dips as opposed to buying towards the top. Will I start accumulating upon breaking a previous lower high of like $8,500? Heck yes, and I'll be doing videos on that if we do that. But right now, the key area I'm looking for is breaking this area. One thing I do want to show you is on the MACD. You can see we got this cross. What was this? I think we briefly mentioned it. We got this cross on the 20th, the 21st, and this is the daily chart. So it's usually a nice sign of a bottom, whether it's a short-term bottom or not. That MACD cross is definitely a sign. But the one thing I want to point out in terms of that is we're really not even above zero on the histogram. You can see the MACD line is like right barely above zero. And then the other thing I wanted just to kind of compare that to is the last time we got across this MACD and the signal line was back in June, and you can see that was this most previous bottom back here, and we had a nice run from that area. And that run, if you want to put a price range on it, was from that MACD cross was like 46%. So it was a nice run, but it was just setting up a new lower high. So it's something to be prepared for. Same thing happening. We get this MACD cross, which happened like a week and a half ago. We get a run, and if we see resistance at this, right in this channel, this Fibonacci channel of resistance that we have, it could be 30% gains for a new lower high. Just be ready for that. Let's really dig in though and talk about even the shorter term. And one thing, actually, before we do that, on the daily chart, I do want to point out, pretty oversold on the daily chart on the stock RSI, and on the shorter term, since it's a stock RSI, it moves a little quicker than the RSI. Be ready for a pullback, even to like $6,800 to test support at the 50 EMA. Be prepared for potentially coming back down to $6,600, kind of at the bottom of this channel. Short term doesn't have to be a terrible thing. Could just be set up for a higher low on the daily chart, right? And this continued uptrend as we approach this resistance area. So just be ready for maybe a short-term pullback, since we are so oversold on the stock RSI and the daily. And then kind of digging in here, we can go to the 4-hour, and this really revisits and circles back my original tweet earlier in the day, if I can bring it up, which is all that it takes is a 3% dip to test a 200 EMA on the 4-hour. It will be critical support to tell us if we'll continue going up. So going back to the 4-hour, here it is. There's the 200 EMA. A nice first step would be, instead of actually coming back down and testing that 200 EMA for that 3% dip, a beautiful thing to see would be this 50 EMA cross above the 200 EMA. We'll probably know pretty soon whether or not we get that or not, but you can see the last time that happened was back in July. We had that 50 EMA cross above the 200 EMA. So in the short term, we can take our price range scale and we can kind of take where we are right now and measure down to that 200. So there's where I got that 3 to 5%, and I just, for context, want to go over the daily, and I want to show you how far we are from the 50 EMA on the daily, right around 3% over there, a little bit less than 3%. So a 3% downturn in the market right now, not a bad thing, but gives us really good opportunity to gauge support and see if we're going to go even lower and test the bottom around $6,500. So be prepared for that on the downside. Always be prepared to buy these dips if you're looking to accumulate. So we have Jay Fogues, $2 super chat. Thank you, sir. And he says, Dan, can we check back in with Alliant Payments? So it's funny that you asked that. I was just talking to Eric Brown yesterday, 2 days ago, and we're going to be doing a live chat, I think next Monday, or not next Monday, next week. I'm not sure what day. We're going to do it. We're going to do a live stream. I'm going to do one with Alliant Payments and talk about what he's got going on, his new platform, and that will be next week in the evening time. So I'll probably tweet that. I'll probably tweet about it early next week. But thanks for asking that question. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate that, man. $2 super chat means a lot, means a ton. And awesome question, being I was just talking to Eric about interviewing him, talking about what he's got going on, because it's awesome. He's definitely the man. So Mexican Charlie Lee says, Dan, are you retracing your $1,500 end of year potential Litecoin targets? I mean, we're coming down to the wire, right? We're going into September, October, November, December. We still have 4 months. Is it possible? Heck yeah. But it's less possible, obviously. Litecoin's got a ways to go before we see a $1,500 Litecoin at this point. So what am I? I'm on the 4 hour. I want to go to the daily, and I want to zoom out. And I just want to see, because I'm curious. So we can open up that daily, kind of bring it down. And let's get our price range. Where are we, like $61 or so? So really what Mexican Charlie Lee is asking me is, will we see 2,300% gains on Litecoin by the end of the year? So where's the end of the year actually? Let's see what this would look like. At this point, I don't think so. I really don't. Because that would be pretty parabolic craziness. The path within this box, within this time frame, would be ridiculous. It's crypto. Anything could happen, right? But I don't think we're gonna go up like that. I think when I was talking about possibly $1,500, where were we? We were probably like right around. It was probably like right here somewhere. And we've come down quite a bit. But if this was the bottom back here and we were kind of getting a nice steady growth, it was the bottom of that pullback, it was potentially possible, at least $1,000. But I don't know, man. Mexican Charlie, LOL, not looking likely. This is true. This is true. Blue Ridge Prepper, $10 super chat. Your emoji looks awesome. Said, wait, should we sell our Bitcoin for fiat and wait for the next dip down to $5,500? So you're talking about shorting Bitcoin right now. I would not recommend that. And just to kind of put that question into the right perspective, it's really a good question, because if we're anticipating the dips, and we've really I think we've done a really good job with anticipating the dips. I really do. And not only anticipating the dips, but we've done really good at like anticipating every swing that we've gotten in the last few months or so. I try and touch on that a little bit and just document that, because I'm proud of the fact that, you know, our technical analysis we've done that on this channel. So when we're up here, and like this is probably the last time that I did it, we were right at $8,100, and I said be ready for a new low and be ready for coming back down to potentially form this potential right shoulder in the inverse head and shoulders that might be forming. So to answer your question without dragging it out too much, Blue Ridge Prepper, what I'm saying is, price range wise, $8,100 I was pretty confident, right? I was pretty confident we're at least coming down 20%. We came down around 25%, but I was pretty confident we were coming back down 20%. Would I have sold my Bitcoin at those levels at $8,100 because I thought we were coming down to $6,500? Absolutely not. I would not do that, because there's huge potential that we didn't come back down and Bitcoin kept going up and I lost my spot. I don't short Bitcoin. What I do is I accumulate and I chart to do my best in accumulating these areas right here. And these previous two dips have been pretty easy actually to accumulate in. This first one, not easy. I don't think I even really bought much in this area. I had no idea what was going on. There was so much emotion in the market, and I was just chilling on the sidelines. I really wasn't buying. And the chart is getting messy, but even as we sit here and we anticipate a possible next resistance area here, right? And hopefully you can see my screen and it's not too messy, but resistance here for just a lower high, and we start talking about potentially coming back down. I won't be selling, to answer your question. I don't think it's wise to do that, because at any moment, just like that, we could take off and you're going to lose your position in Bitcoin, and you're going to end up FOMOing back in and buying it at 10%, 20% higher than when you sold it. So if you want to start trading, this probably isn't the channel to do it. Poseidon Lou with a $20 super chat, my man. He says, this is the wrong channel to come and shill coins. This is a Bitcoin and Litecoin channel if you're here for news and updates. So true. Poseidon Lou. Trolls will get called out. I wonder what's going on. I've been charting and I haven't even seen the comments very much. Steven Herzog says, we have Assad here. What's up, man? So Steven Herzog says the summit is coming up. It's possible, but my end of year is $150. I think a lot of people would probably be happy with $150 by the end of 2019. Poseidon Lou, thanks for that comment, man. Thank you for your super chat. And thank you for calling out the trolls if there are trolls here. I didn't even notice. I really didn't even notice. But you're killing it, man. Ryan Jack says, laying down the hammer. Poseidon Lou, thank you. I wonder what everybody was saying. What were the trolls saying? So Blue Ridge Prepper said, I sold all my Litecoin to get Bitcoin at $8,500. I mean, if you're going to sell your Litecoin to buy anything, I would say that was probably the best possible thing you could have bought. If you go over to the Litecoin Bitcoin chart, it might not be it might not pan out to be the strongest play if Litecoin is seeing a bottom here in the LTC BTC pair. If it's seeing a bottom there and finally gets its breakouts, you might have lost some leverage in terms of doing that. But if you have Bitcoin, if you have Litecoin, I think you're in a good position either way. So I wouldn't stress too much about it. But right now, LTC BTC pair looking pretty interesting. So I'm very curious to see if Litecoin, I think at the end of the day, if you're looking at the LTC, check out Assad with a $9.99 super chat. What's up, dude? Dan the Man, the Backed app is going live in November. Are they buying the dip so they can start trading them in November? That's a great question. I think a lot of people are buying the dip. A lot of big players, not even in the space yet, but getting ready to enter the space. A lot of people in the know are accumulating right now. And part of the manipulation is to give them time to do so. So that's a great question. And I think, yes, I don't know if it's necessarily just because of Backed app, but I think it's because of that and other things that price is being held down. It's down for some massive accumulation because these people accumulating are going to see some massive gains. So why not us take part in it, right? It depends how long we're going to be held down for. And in terms of how long we're going to be down for, speaking of Litecoin Bitcoin pair, what Litecoin, in my opinion, will do, whenever the bottom is in, So say the bottom is in, right? In terms of where Bitcoin is, $7,000. We're never going lower. Let's just say that for hypothetical. If the market starts recovering, this is probably when LTC will recover on the LTC BTC pair, and you're going to start seeing an uptrend similar to, you know, these other uptrends that we've had. That's my opinion. I think once the markets start recovering, I truly think Litecoin is going to really gain some of its share back from Bitcoin, and I think there are going to be some very nice gains. So if that's from here, let's just, I mean, hypothetically, if we approach all-time highs on the pair, that's 150% gains, right? And that's just back from where we were in February and March area. So Litecoin is so, in my opinion, undervalued, and so many people think that because it just is. It has so much use case. It has so much adoption. It has such a good viable future, and right now it's incredibly oversold and cheap. So Litecoin really is, besides Bitcoin, my favorite cryptocurrency for so many reasons. And you guys are part of that reason. I mean, Litecoin has the coolest people. And then, I mean, look at Rob. Look at Rob. Hit the thumbs up for Dan. Get him over 100. Yo, we have 178 people. If all of you right now hit that like button, you'd be awesome. I'd appreciate it. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. Assad says, I tagged you on Twitter today on Yahoo Finance News. Did I see that? I'm not sure if I saw that. I get so many notifications on Twitter, man. I'm sorry to anybody out there. Jay Fogue says, a $2 super chat. Thank you, sir. He says, what is your portfolio like by percentage wise? Bitcoin and Litecoin. I'm not going to give you exact percentage, but I will say Bitcoin and Litecoin rule. They rule my portfolio. I trade other coins. And Bitcoin and Litecoin I hold and I accumulate. That's my approach. That's what I do. There are so many gains to be made trading if you're patient. And if you don't FOMO, and if you don't have that fear, there are so many gains to be made in things like Digibyte. And Digibyte, actually, I don't know why I'm talking about Digibyte right now, but I'm just saying, like, if you want to prepare for the bull market that is to come, that everybody is assuming, right? It's not a guarantee, but if you want to prepare for it, it's not bad to accumulate things like Digibyte or Cardano, things of that nature, because I think they're going to go crazy with the market. So I just want to throw that out there. I say I trade Digibyte because I think it's a phenomenal cryptocurrency to trade, and there are many. But these ones, man, when the market recovers, they're going to go crazy. Look at Cardano. From where it is right now to like its all-time high, just about 1,000%. And when the market takes off, I don't know when it will, but when it does, if you have accumulated some of these cryptocurrencies like Digibyte and Cardano at these prices, it's going to pay out. It's going to pay out. It's going to be awesome. So I just want to throw that out there. But in terms of my portfolio, Jay, and thanks for that super chat. In terms of my portfolio, I'm Bitcoin, Litecoin accumulation. That's my approach. And then others I trade. Digibyte chart. Rob, I guess Rob in the house loves Digibyte because he got pretty excited. Robert Jones says Bitcoin will rise a lot. I agree. So Litecoin at $61. Do you believe it? There it is. How far are we from all-time highs on Litecoin? Let's see. See? So all-time highs on Litecoin, 581%. All-time highs from Cardano, all-time highs, 1,000%. You see the difference? So Litecoin has more things going for it. There are reasons why I prefer to accumulate Litecoin and not Cardano. But if you are accumulating Cardano, I just want to throw this out there. You can see some potential ridiculous gains. This is not financial advice. Tremor 45, what's up? No FOMO here. Trummer45, I'll never forget. Don't FOMO, fam. Edit name. Your favorite sub is here. Edit name, what's up, man? Edit name, you are one of my faves, man. You've been a long time subscriber. You've been a long time subscriber. And if you're new here, you might not know, but I started my YouTube channel just about here. At all-time highs. We haven't, I mean, and I've gotten to know a lot of you subscribers out there. And we haven't even had like the fun part yet. We've been in a downtrend. Like, this is what we've been growing through together. I love it. If you're gonna build a foundation of relationship, and you're doing it in a time like this, there's no better way to start a relationship than in the downtrend. Because when we start going up, assuming we go up, man, we're gonna have so much fun, and I feel like we all deserve it. We've been through thick and thin together. Mike Lerman says, subscribed a few weeks ago. Thanks for all the great info. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that, man. And your name looks pretty new, so I'm really happy to have you come by. Thank you for the comments. Anthony and Anna Riera, through the thick and thin. Agreed. So you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. See, when like Sarah goes out, she went out shopping right now. Like when she goes out, and I just need to come on and just chart a little bit and talk about the news. You guys are so cool to talk to. I appreciate all of you. So Script Skynet says, love to grow with Dan the Man. Thanks, man. But I think that's it for today. We covered a lot. Let's see what happens with Bitcoin. We can go back real quick and end it on Bitcoin on the 4-hour, just to kind of recap real quick what to look out for if you want to watch overnight or into tomorrow on the 4-hour. Bitcoin on the 4-hour, this 3% from the 200 EMA. If we do approach that area, look for support in that area, because right now the 50 EMA is there too, as we try and get that 50 EMA cross. So are we going to get a 3% red daily candle tomorrow? I don't know. Right now looks like we're starting to form a nice little green candle, but time will tell. Let's watch it. If you're not on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. I'll do my best to. Ryan Jack says, did you get the Wendy's 4x4? 4 for 4. Sarah texted me and asked if I want Wendy's, and I said, if you get Wendy's, get me Wendy's. And I told her I wanted number 6. Because if you're going to Wendy's, the number 6, a spicy chicken filet, you just can't beat it. You really just can't beat it. It's so bad. It's 9 o'clock Eastern time, and I'm going to eat Wendy's. Taylor Fisher, I'll end with answering Taylor's question. First off, thank you so much, Taylor Fisher, for the $10 super chat. You're awesome. And he says, what exchange do you use to trade altcoins? I use Coinbase, but it lacks many coins I'd like to invest in. Any tips? Been watching your videos for months. Thanks for the content. Hands down. Thank you, Taylor, because your name looks very new, and I don't think I've ever seen a comment from you. So awesome to have you here. Thank you for the super chat. But Binance, hands down, Binance. I love. First of all, they have pretty much any coin you want to trade or get into and out of. But I like their interface. I like logging in. It's easy to use. If you're trading quickly, I like it. A lot of people don't. I don't really know what. I don't know what their problem is with it. But I like Coinbase. It's the best. Not Coinbase, Binance. I would sign up for Binance if you're looking to trade other altcoins besides what's on Coinbase, because Coinbase really doesn't have a selection. So Taylor, have you tried Binance? That's the question. And we have some people in here. Rob says Gemini. Rob says Bittrex. I started off with Bittrex, and I had some issues with them. And I will say, I messaged their founder on LinkedIn when I was having issues, and he messaged me back and he fixed the problem. So shout out to Bittrex, but I don't use them anymore. Binance, we have a lot of Binance, Mexican Charlie, Baconator. Abra, yes, definitely Abra. And I should have probably mentioned Abra. DrewBlood21 says Abra for holding. So definitely check out Abra, Taylor. Abra and Binance are probably my top choices. Jay Fogues, $2 super chat. Thank you, Jay. Says Abra is great conversion to USD. Abra is a great app. Bladen says, I start off with Poloniex and move to Binance, which is much better. Yeah, I've tried Poloniex before as well, and it doesn't touch Binance. KuCoin, I've heard of some, Dan Best says KuCoin for Digibyte. I've heard of some issues with KuCoin. Some shady things possibly going on with KuCoin. So be careful with KuCoin. Dan, do you ever use the VPVR indicator? I don't, Saint Scholars. S. Trav says, need to get people off Coinbase. Agree, but they are a giant. It's going to be tough because it's a huge doorway of entry for many, many, many people. Techlord says he trades on Waves, DEX, decentralized exchange, Waves. So there you go. I hope that answered your question, Taylor. To recap some people's answers, Bittrex, Binance, someone said KuCoin, but my opinion would be Binance and Abra. Definitely try those apps out if you haven't, and thank you again for the super chat. You guys are awesome. I'm going to end it there. Appreciate you. If you're not on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. I try and update, at least on the shorter term time frames, charting. Tech Lords, he's also a charter. Jim Flanagan's in the house. What's up, Jim Flanagan? It's good to see you. I'm heading out. I'm sure I'll see you on Twitter, Jim, and everybody else in here who's on Twitter. Appreciate everybody coming by. I really do. Tomorrow is Thursday, so we'll probably be doing a video. Probably do a Litecoin video tomorrow, maybe Bitcoin. And just thank you so much for coming by. New subscribers, you're awesome. Appreciate all of you. I will see you all in the next video. Have an awesome night, and God bless.